Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. And over the weekend, quite conveniently, of course, we had some developing news. And it was, of course, developing over the weekend because it is not the main time that people would be watching mainstream media or media in general. But what we have here from Fox News is that Nicholas Sandmann reaches settlement with NBC in Covington Catholic High School controversy. Nicholas Sandmann settled Friday with NBC Universal, he said. The media had lambasted the Covington Catholic High School student from Kentucky, now 19, over a confrontation at the 2019 March for Life in Washington, D.C. At this time, I would like to release that NBC and I have reached a settlement, wrote Sandmann on Twitter, adding that the terms were confidential. Following the 2019 incident in Washington, D.C., many media outlets and Democratic politicians criticized Sandmann for a confrontation with a Native American elder at the Lincoln Memorial following the march. Sandmann was recorded on video wearing one of former President Trump's Make America Great Again campaign hats while smiling at the activist, Nathan Phillips, as Phillips beat a ceremonial drum and chanted at him in close proximity. Now, the thing about this is it's not too unlike Kyle Rittenhouse. And I hope that Kyle Rittenhouse does the same thing that Nicholas does, and that is pursue these individuals for slander and defamation. And we all know, or if you're not aware, Joe Biden, during his campaign, identified Kyle Rittenhouse as a white supremacist. So Kyle has a lot to work with. He's got a lot of people willing to back him, and he's got the motivation. I'm sure he's going to have plenty of people that will be supporting him. We know that Glenn Beck has already offered to pay his legal fees should he try to pursue these individuals. But in these particular situations, we see individuals like Nicholas Sandmann being able to utilize our legal system. And then we have our lawfare, which always takes place, has been taking place. And we've talked about this now the entirety of President Trump's presidency. And that is how the left dangles the carrot in front of the Trump detractors to always keep them going, making them feel that at any second, any moment, any hour, any day, any week, any month, President Trump was going to go down. And it never happened. But that doesn't stop people from engaging in these lawfares, which essentially just tries to keep Trump's name in the media, in the headlines, to suggest that he's in trouble, has a problem, is going to be in trouble, and of course is constantly being pursued because they have already started the march to ensure that President Trump tries not to run in 2024, or at least has even more mud on him. You can't help but wonder, how much more can the left and these people come up with to go after President Trump? But from the nation, why Trump won't be the candidate in 2024. Yet another carrot on the stick. This is David K. Johnson on Trump, plus Eric Foner and Henry Louis Gates on W.E.B. Du Bois. Anyway, I don't know why I decided to even read those fools' names. Anyway, Trump is going to be indicted for racketeering and fraud because of his financial crimes, and that will prevent him from being the Republican candidate. That's what David K. Johnson says. He's an award-winning investigative reporter, and his new book is The Big Cheat, How Trump Fleeced America and Enriched Himself and His Family. Now see, here's the extraordinarily ridiculous evasion from reality. It doesn't matter if this guy's an award-winning reporter. The idea that they're engaged in here, the practice that they're engaged in, is to keep the Trump detractors believing that they're going to get some sort of retribution, some sort of revenge, some sort of legal vigilantism. And it's absolutely absurd. But the grand jury is looking into it. And just to answer the question right away, has a president ever been indicted? No. A sitting president nor a former president has never been indicted. And I did just kind of want to do some research on it just out of curiosity. And I found this very interesting from Quora. Has any American president ever been indicted? And we have Kyle here who says, nope, but Trump seems to be pretty good at setting records in office, and beyond it would appear. Twice impeached president, now soon to be indicted former president. Perhaps he'll become the first to be incarcerated former president. I surely hope so. Of course, here is your classic example. Here is your example of the individuals who these particular articles appeal to. And then we have down here from John Sullivan. No, Slick Willie Clinton could have been indicted, prosecuted, and imprisoned for assaulting and abusing a frightened White House intern, but the Democrats and lap poodles in the media defended his crime and nothing had been done against him. Now, it's interesting that I point this out because this kind of gives you two varying contrasts when it comes to how we see things on the internet, social media, and in the media in general, and with these bizarre lawfare suits against President Trump, and of course Kyle Rittenhouse pursuing his slander and defamation. But this is the environment that we're in, right? And we're going to continue to see this because we're getting close to the midterms. I know it sounds ridiculous to even talk about the fact that we're near the midterms in 2022, but it's possible that we could do early voting as soon as June, as we did back in 2020. But I just wanted you guys to see this contrast. But has any American president ever been indicted? No. And then, of course, you have two different people giving you two different outlines of how they feel and what their opinions are. And, of course, we already know that so what if this is some award-winning writer, reporter, whomever he is, it's not relevant. It's carrot on the stick nonsense just to keep things going. And, of course, the general media is, of course, suffering because they don't have Orange Man bad news. But I just wanted to pop over here because I did go to Nicholas Sandmann's Twitter, and I thought it was amusing. He still has this pinned from July 31st of 2019. He still has this pinned. Looks like Nathan Phillips only wants the camera on him when he's in the ambush. What a fraud. And the tweet isn't available, but there was I'm trying to think of his name right now. He's a former Navy SEAL, and people submit names to him of individuals claiming to be Don Shipley. All right. So Don Shipley is a former Navy SEAL, and he creates videos and so forth, kind of exposing individuals who claim to be Navy SEALs. Well, he did a background on Nathan Phillips and kind of brought up his military record. So Don is people know Don from him looking up and getting military records and information on certain people who make certain claims and so forth and so on. But Shipley has been suspended or was suspended from YouTube. Let's see if he's still around. I don't think he's still around anymore. Is Don Shipley? Yeah, here he is. Former. Okay, it says. Don Shipley explains it. Okay, so here he is anyway. But as I understood it, he was suspended. So I guess this is the channel Phony Navy SEALs of the Week. Yeah. So former Buds 131, I guess, is his new channel. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting that that Nicholas would point this out about Nathan Phillips, and then of course the tweet was removed. But that's what I have for you guys on this Tuesday. And of course, guys, thank you for the likes, the shares, and the comments, your continued support here as we make it through this Christmas week. I'll probably have a Friday vlog because it is tradition. But nonetheless, guys, I want to thank you all for following me on platforms like Twitter. If you guys want to know, look below this video and you can find all the various social media sites that I belong to. So make sure you're following me there. And of course, appearing right there on the screen, that would be the channel icon to subscribe to the channel. And for all those on New Tech, thank you for your likes and shares and follows there as well. And I will see you guys in the next video.